Piccolo felt the gentle breeze of the plane pass through his body as he gazed at the horizon, lost in thought. It had been months since he had revealed his new form, Orange Piccolo, and helped Gohan awaken the power of his beast transformation during the battle against Cell Max. Gohan had defeated Cell Max and saved his daughter Pan, who had been kidnapped. The battle had been intense and brutal, but together they had managed to protect everything they loved. After those events, Piccolo decided to step away for a while. He knew that his new power, although great, was still far from being mastered, so he chose to train in silence, away from the eyes of others, dedicating himself entirely to perfecting his skills and better understanding the limits of his new form. He knew that if he wanted to be useful in future battles, he needed to fully control this transformation. But now, after months of intense training and meditation, Piccolo was back. He had achieved the control he desired over his orange form, but a new thought was bothering him, something he couldn't shake, a feeling that grew stronger and stronger. Piccolo had always had a sharp instinct, and his perception led him to believe that Gohan had not yet reached his full potential. Gohan's beast form was powerful, no doubt, but Piccolo believed there was something deeper, a dormant power that Gohan had not fully awakened. Determined to help his disciple and friend, Piccolo decided to seek out Gohan. After months of training, it was time to see how Gohan was dealing with his post-battle life. Piccolo knew that Gohan was never like Goku or Vegeta, who lived for training and fighting. Gohan led a quiet life, taking care of his family and dedicating himself to his studies. But as much as he respected this side of Gohan, Piccolo knew that the Saiyan nature was always present, and sooner or later, Gohan would need to access that latent power within him. Upon arriving at Gohan's house, Piccolo found the young man living in peace. Pan was playing in the garden, and Gohan was sitting with a book in his hands watching his daughter. Videl next to him smiled. The scene was peaceful and harmonious, exactly what Gohan had always wanted for his life. Piccolo felt a warmth in his chest when he saw this. After all, he had a deep affection for Gohan and his family, but he knew that this tranquility would not last forever. "Gohan!" Piccolo called, his deep voice breaking the silence of the place. Gohan looked up, a friendly smile appearing on his face when he saw his friend. "Piccolo, it's good to see you. It's been a while, huh?" Gohan said, standing up to greet Piccolo. "Yes, it was a necessary time. I had to train, just like you should have," Piccolo answered bluntly, crossing his arms as he watched Gohan carefully. Gohan scratched his head, a little embarrassed. "Yeah, I know, but things are back to normal, and I was enjoying time with my family. After everything that happened, I thought we deserved some peace. And you do, but peace doesn't last forever," Piccolo said, his tone more serious now. "Gohan, we need to train. I feel like you haven't awakened your full power yet. You have incredible potential, maybe even more than your father or Vegeta. But if you keep going like this, you'll lose that advantage." Gohan frowned, now paying more attention to Piccolo's words. "What do you mean? I've already reached my beast form. It was enough to defeat Cell Max, wasn't it?" "It was enough then," Piccolo replied. "But I believe that your beast form isn't complete yet. Or rather, I believe that there's something beyond it. Something that you're not accessing. And if you don't train to find out, we'll never know how strong you can really be." Gohan looked at the ground for a moment, thoughtful. He knew Piccolo was right. Even with his beast transformation, he always felt that there was more to be explored. Ever since he was little, Gohan had always had frightening potential, and he knew that Piccolo believed in him like no one else. If Piccolo thought there was something beyond, then he was willing to find out. "All right, Piccolo," Gohan said, looking up with determination. "Let's train. I want to know how far this power can take me." Piccolo nodded, satisfied with the answer. Wasting no time, the two set off for a secluded plain, far from the city and prying eyes. There, surrounded by the vastness of nature, they could fight with everything they had without worrying about destruction or injury to innocents. When they arrived, Gohan already felt the familiar excitement of an imminent fight. He knew that training with Piccolo was never easy, and this time would be no different. "Let's begin," Piccolo said, assuming his combat stance. "I want to see your beast form. Show me all the power you used against Cell Max." Gohan took a deep breath, feeling the energy within him grow. His eyes became fierce and his hair stood up, turning silver and wild. The beast transformation took over his body, and the intense aura around him made the ground tremble. "Here it is, Piccolo," Gohan said, his voice altered by the transformation. "Do you think that's enough?" Piccolo watched closely. Gohan's beast form was incredibly powerful. He didn't deny that. But something felt incomplete, as if there was a barrier preventing Gohan from unleashing his full potential. "It's not enough," Piccolo stated, his eyes narrowing. "I want more, Gohan. I feel like you're holding something back." Holding it back? Gohan asked, confused. I'm not holding anything back. I'm at my limit. No, Piccolo insisted. That's not your limit. You always thought it was enough because you never had to go further. But now I want you to go further. I want you to attack me with everything you've got, without reserve. Gohan hesitated for a moment, but then nodded. If Piccolo was saying that, he must have a reason. The young warrior advanced with impressive speed, attacking Piccolo with a series of fierce blows. Piccolo blocked the attacks, using his orange form to match Gohan's strength. But even so, he felt that Gohan was still holding back some of his power. Harder, Gohan! Piccolo shouted as he dodged a punch. I know there's more. Remember what's at stake. Remember, Pan. Remember what you have to protect. Piccolo's words struck a chord in Gohan's heart. He thought of Pan, of Videl, of everything he loved. The desire to protect his family and friends made his heart race, and at that moment, something inside him broke. A burst of power surged, causing the aura around him to grow terrifyingly. The sky began to darken, and the earth around him shook. Piccolo smiled, finally feeling Gohan's true power emerge. This is it, Piccolo shouted, preparing to face the new challenge. Show me what you can do, Gohan. Piccolo knew that Gohan was still holding something back. He had seen his friend's latent power emerge many times before at critical moments, but this time he wanted to provoke Gohan to go beyond any limits he had ever reached. Piccolo took a deep breath, preparing himself to use a tactic he knew was risky but necessary. Gohan, do you remember all those who almost lost their lives because of your hesitation? Piccolo began, his voice becoming more incisive. Think about when your father died fighting Cell for the first time. Think about all the times you had the power but hesitated. Even your daughter Pan was kidnapped and almost died. You didn't train enough to protect her from the beginning. The words were harsh, but Piccolo knew they were hitting the right spot. He watched as Gohan's expression changed, from confusion to intense, restrained anger. You could have prevented so many of these tragedies, Gohan. How many times have you almost lost your family because you weren't prepared? Your mother, your brother, your daughter. Piccolo clenched his fist, emphasizing each word. If you can't unleash your full power now, what guarantees that next time you'll be able to protect the ones you love? Gohan, who had been trying to control his anger until then, could no longer contain his emotions. His memories ran like a movie through his mind. Goku's death, his mother's suffering, the danger Pan was in. Gohan's blood began to boil, and his anger transformed into an overwhelming energy. Suddenly, the aura around Gohan exploded in an incandescent orange glow. His hair, previously silver, began to change, becoming a vibrant orange. The energy around his body burned like fire, with intense flames in shades of red and orange, dancing around his body. The pressure was almost unbearable, and even Piccolo, in his orange form, took a step back. That's it! Piccolo exclaimed, impressed by the transformation. That's the power I knew you had, Gohan! Now show me what you're capable of! Gohan, now in his new form, seemed like an unstoppable force, his eyes shining with determination. He took a step forward, and the earth itself began to tremble beneath his presence. Guys, with this, we will end today's video. I know it's boring, but we'll see you in the next video. Leave lots of likes on the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So, see you another day, guys!